Hello and welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, I will show you how we can create users in Microsoft 365. Now, let's say you signed up for an Office 365 subscription, any subscription that you took, and then next thing is you will create a user for your employees. Let's say you have 10 employees, and for them you want to create the user, and most importantly, also you can see who are the person whom we can make admin also. Now, couple of things I will tell you here, which you should note it down before assigning the admin privileges to anyone. So, first of all, as per the guidelines, you should have 2 to 4 global admins. Like global admins, they can do anything on your tenant, so that should be restricted. Definitely not one. So, if you have a small environment, you can have 2, or you can go up to 4 global admins. They will have, permission to do anything on your tenant. And then always assign least permissive role. For example, let's say you want to manage or you want to, let's say, reset the password of your employees. Suppose you want someone who will be responsible for resetting the password of people or your employees on your organization, then you should not give them the global admin, right? Because though in the global admin they can do it, but you should not give it, because that is just very super permission activity that they can do having a global admin. So you can probably give them the help desk admin, because that is the admin role which user can change the password of people, like. So that way you should give always the least permissive role. And then enable multi-factor authentication. So for the admins, like always it should not be like one way of signing up. So sign in. So they can you always enable multi-factor authentication, so that either they'll in the email they will get a code or something that you can use, so that in case the password get compromised, so it will help them to not to do any kind of wrong activities on your tenant. And there are certain admins like billing admin, exchange admin, global admin, group admin, help desk admin, license admin, who can take care of licensing things, like they can assign license to the user also, right? Let me just show you a page. So I'll put the link in the video, so that you will get to know, you read about it, this one also, so that you will get to know what are the things that they can do as a admin thing also. Right now, in the last video, I shown how you can go to the admin center. Now, let's say here you are the admin center, and then on this, in the left side, you see users, active users, contact, guest users, deleted users. So these are the, as the name suggests, right? These are guest users. They don't have a license for it. They are the context. And then these are the active users who are now currently active on your tenant. And you can see here, from here also you can add the user. So for example, I'll click on this. You can see directly we are in this page from where we can create a user. Same way, if you'll edit a user, you can provide a name for it. So for example, you will put Bijay, and then you see here, now you can click on this and edit the user. Same way, you can delete a user. So if you'll put, then it will show all these things. You can select it, delete it. And also you can add multiple users. That is something that interesting. So if you want to add multiple users, right, up to 249 users, all users will given a temporary password. So you can provide the first name, last name, username, and the domain, right? So that you can give, and then you can create it. The other way is, if you want to create multiple users, you can check this option where you can upload from a CSV. Like you can download a blank CSV file, or you can download a CSV file where the user information are there as a sample information. So if you'll just download it, you will be able to see here, like in this Excel, you see here there is a sample of is there. So username, first name, last name, display name. So you can at least provide these things. So username, first name, last name, and the display name. So these 4 fields you have to put it, and then you put in the Excel, and then once that is done, you can browse it here, and then it will ask you next thing. So again, these things also, they will get a temporary password for it, right? So this way you can add multiple users. What we will do now is I'll go and create an individual user, and that user you will see how we can assign permission and stuff also. Now you see here I'll click on add new user, let me just cancel it once. Like this is the place. If you go to the active user, you see a lot of option on this. You can search for it, you can delete from here, you can select the user, delete. You will get over, you see there is a reset password thing is there. So if you just click on this, then you can reset password also. We'll go little bit on that, but let me just click on add new user. Now in this user, suppose I will say Daniel and I'll say H, and then suppose this is the display name, and I'll just put the username. Now it will check whether this is available or not. You can see here it is available, and then you can automatically create a password. Then it will create a password automatically. You can select these options. Like if you choose this option, then the user needs to change the password when they first time sign in, which is you will see a lot of time. That's what you do. So like they will go there, so with the temporary password whatever they will get, and then they can when they will log in first time, it will ask them to change the password. And then also you can send the password in the email, so you can this will come to this, or you can change the email address also, right? So that's how you can choose these options. Let's say I'll choose like automatically create a password, and then click on next, and then I'll choose the location, and then you can see here I have now 6 license out of 25, right? So you select here, and then these are few other options that you can see. If you want to give Microsoft Power Apps for developer license, so you can select this option. Let's say I want Power Automate, so you can do this. Alternatively, if you do not want to provide a license for the user, you don't want to assign a license, you can create a user without the license. So there will be limited permission, of course, like if they don't have a license, so that will be there. And then you can see that there are a lot of apps which they will have access based on the things that you will select, and based on normally whatever they will have. So you can see here based on that, so you will get it. And then click on next. So once you click on next, you can see here user. Now here is the point where you are going to sign admin access or not. Now understand this, and normally you don't need to give admin access to all your employees. So let's say someone is will be responsible for managing your SharePoint farm, then probably you can select this admin, and you want to give them, let's say, SharePoint administrator. Same way, suppose someone wants to be a Teams administrator, you can give that. Someone wants to be a user administrator, you can give that. Someone needs to be a help desk administrator, you can do that. Now if you'll give global administrator, then they will have all the access. So understand that way. So based on your what is the absolute thing that they will do, based on that only you give the permission. Don't give the highest permission to everyone, like let's give everyone global admin access. Not like that. That's not the right approach to do it. So if someone if I want Daniel to work on the SharePoint administrative activities, so I'll put this one, so that they can only he will be a part of, or she will be a part of this. Now there are certain things. So suppose I will say is from IT department, office, phone number, all these things you can give, and then click on next. So once you click on next, you can see here password will be auto generated. If you want to change it, you can change it here. You can also, you have a scope where you can now change your display name or username and the role, anything you can. If you want to do these changes, this is the final thing that you can change. And once you are sorted with these things, then click on finish adding. Now once finish adding means now the user created. So you can, if I'll just show it, then the password will be shown, and then this is the user has been created. And if you want like this email will come to me, since I am a tenant admin, so I can put a message and I'll say send an email, right? And then close this. So once it is done, now the user got created. So you can see here Daniel H, this is the user that we got created now, right? So you can enable multi-factor authentication for the user. You can reset the password, like you can delete the user. If you want, again, you can manage the user license. You can see here, once you click on user, now you will see a lot of other options also. Let me just tell you a couple of things. So suppose you want to reset the password, I can click here and then I can reset the password. So suppose I will give a password here, right? So I gave a password and then you can see here, so this is certain guidelines that you have to follow, right? So you can do it, and once you do this, everything it is sorted, then you can reset the password. So you can see here, now the password has been reset for this particular user, right? So same way, if you want to block sign in, for example, let's say someone leave your organization or something, but they have certain things we want to keep these things. So for example, they created some SharePoint site or apps you have developed and you want the user to be here for some time, then you can be it, but you don't want them to be sign in, so you can block their sign in. So once you click on block sign in, you can see here, I'll say save some changes. So now the user will be blocked for sign in. So if let's say I'll do it, so now the user cannot sign in, you can see here. And next time again, if you can see here, sign in is blocked, so you can say unblock, and you can just uncheck this option, and it may take up to 15 minutes. But before that usually happens. So now the user is unblocked, they can they can sign in. So that's how you can do it. So anyway, if you click on this, you will see some more options on this. You can delete from here. Now these are few things you see here. You will be able to see the last sign in activities for the user. If you want to sign out from all the session, you just click on this and the user will be sign out from all this, wherever they have logged in. And then there are alternative email address, who are the groups they are part of it. Manager, so if you want to put a manager for it, let's say I will add a manager here. Suppose I'll say the manager, I'll just save it. So now the manager for this particular user become that user whichever we made it. Now the manager is this, and then there are certain information like phone number, these things you can do it. But here you can see the role also, you can manage it here. So now if you want to change any role or something, so you have to click the user and you can commit here. And then devices, you can see some option here, no devices on this. The licensing, again, this is the where you can change the location and whatever the license you want to give, right? So let's say you want XYZ developer, they should develop our apps, or they should develop some flows. So you can come here and then give the license so that they can use it. Similar, these are the options for mail and OneDrive. So this for the particular user. Anyway, as I said, whenever you will create a new user, they will get 1 TB of OneDrive storage. So that user, when they will go and see, they can see OneDrive for 1 GB of storage, 1 TB of storage as well, right? So here are some options that I said. So here also you can see, if you click on this triple dot, and you'll be able to see few things. Now if you will delete a user, of course you can select the user and click on delete, then you will be able to see on the deleted user. So you can see here we have deleted 1 user, so that you can see, and all the guest users you will be able to see it from here, the guest users. So if you have added any guest user, then those things will come here. And then same way, this is for a contact. If you want to store contact details, you can click on this and you can store as a contact. So there is no licensing and these things, so you cannot add licensing to it. So if you want to add licensing, then you have to go to add active users, and then you can create users and then do it. So this is how mostly you can there is certain other things, like if they can click here, they can change the photo like this. So these are few things which you can do like that. You can see it here and you will be able to do it. So like this is about the users that you can create, even bulk more users. If you want to create, you can do it from the user interface, or even you can use the Excel approach that I told you, right? So that way you will be able to do it. So in the next video we will see about the groups. That's very important. We will discuss about the groups.